Have you ever gotten a Snapchat from a girl?
No. So today I'm going to show you how to define a function in Python that checks if parentheses in a given string are valid or invalid. So we've been given three strings here. The first, we'd want our function to return true because for all of the opening parentheses there is a matching closed parentheses in the correct position. For the second, we'd want to return false because we can see at index of 1 we have a closed parentheses and there is no opener that matches that previous to it. So we're going to return false there. And for this third string, we're going to return true because there are two openers, and for each of the openers we have a correct closing parentheses that matches in the right position. So I've defined a function here called validPars. It takes in s, which is a string, and it's going to spit out a bool at the end, a boolean, so true or false. And I've also created a dictionary called closes, so that's going to be used to find out if we have a open or closed parentheses in our function. And I've also created opens, which is currently an empty list, and we're going to use that. So my thought process can be seen here below. If we come across a open parentheses at the current index of s, we just want to append that to opens. So for the first two here, we'd append those to the empty list of opens. And then we come across our first closed parentheses. So there's two checks we need to do if we come across a closed parentheses. Firstly, we need to check if opens is a empty list still or not. Because if opens is an empty list, that means there's no chance that we're going to have a opening parentheses that matches because there's nothing in opens. The second check we need to do is to check that does this parentheses equal the last index of opens. Is it a match for that? Because if not, we're going to return false, but if it is, we can just remove it from opens and move on and assume that parentheses has found its partner. So we're going to go through the list, and after we make it through the list, we're going to just check one last time that opens is empty, because if so, that means every parentheses has found a correct matching partner, and we can return true. So let's write this up. So for parentheses in s, which is the string that we're given, if the parentheses is in closes.keys, so that means it's an opener, let's append it to opens. Now next we have to do our first check, so we're going to check once again, is opens an empty list? Because if it's an empty list, we want to return false because that means there is no opener previous. And next we want to check that the parentheses is not equivalent to closes at opens.pop, so that's the last index of opens, and we'll return false again there. Now our final check was to just make sure all of the parentheses found their partner, and we do that there. So let me delete this. We should get true, false, true when I run this, and let's see what happens. True, false, true. How would you solve this? Let me know in the comments below.